I listened to the album, of course, and I gotta say that honestly, man, I was impressed, man, and I think this is a good album that Yelawolf has put together and put out. I didn't really quite know what to expect from Yelawolf, as far as what would his album sound like, but I think from what I've heard, he definitely repped his home state hard. He repped the South hard. He has. If you're familiar with a lot of the Southern artists, Gangsta Boo was on there. He brought Mystical back. So overall, man, I think I think people will definitely for the most part enjoy this album, man. I gotta give props to Yelawolf.
Man, look, I was on Yelawolf ever since Trunk Muzik. When he dropped that, I listened to it and I was like, okay, this is a guy from the South. And that's all you take from it. You know what I'm saying? On the album, I feel like he played it the way you're supposed to play an album. You know what I'm saying? The first part of it, when he came out, he was spitting. He brought, like you said, Mystical. He brought Gangsta Boo out. You know what I'm saying? He had like that down south shit. He had his first single with Little John and shit. Then you get a call from M. M says, man, the only thing that the album's missing is songs for chicks. So then it kind of went through like a lull spell. You know what I'm saying? Like it slowed down because it became R&B. It became, the stuff for the chicks.
Yeah.
But where it changed up again was that song about his dad. You know what I'm saying? I have father issues. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard that, I was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? This shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? It hit home for me. You know what I'm saying? It struck a chord for me personally. And then right after that, it picked right back up where it was. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like strategically, this shit was good. And in terms of my expectations, I pretty much expected this listening to Trunk Muzik because like he has a song on there called Daddy's Lambo, which I thought was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Him talking about, he's pimping a chick basically because he wants to ride Daddy's Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Then he has Trunk Muzik, which is the down south riding shit. So for me, this album hit a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I could ride to it. You could put, it has the bass, it has the productions on point. Like one of my favorite songs is Growing Up in the gutter, man. That bass, the beat is crazy. It's almost like attention, alert. You know what I'm saying? He had almost, I don't want to say country influences, but it was definitely down south, like redneck down south country shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of
I like that shit, man.
Yeah, I definitely think, for the most part, I enjoyed the first 7 tracks. I thought the first 7 tracks to me, and the 7th track being Good Girl, that's when it kind of turned toward that little mainstream commercial type sound. Which may throw some people off, but for the most part, I think they tried to cover that up. With the
it's
little
supposed to
comedic
be
part.
there. He's a commercial artist. Like you have to, you're a commercial artist. He's signed to Shady, so it's like I understand why it was done.
I guess my expectations was a little higher about him signing to Shady and what he's been doing with Slaughterhouse recently, and for me, the album went kind of down after that interlude that Eminem said. Yeah. The first, 5 or 6 tracks was like, okay, I'm thinking even the intro, I was like, okay, damn, this shit. I'm like, Yelawolf about to go nuts. I said, okay, this is about to be an album. After that damn interlude, when M said you need more chicks, that shit went. Pew.
So you don't feel like it picked right back up after the Daddy?
The Killer Mike song
only
was
on Slow American Citizen.
Yeah, the Killer Mike track was good. That was at the very end, at the end of the album. Next to last. Yeah, for me, you can say I was disappointed in this album. I was really disappointed. And like I said, I don't know if it had something to do with my expectations of him being so high, but after that interlude, man, he messed it up. He just messed up the flow of the album for me, man. It was cool if he'd had maybe, 1 or 2 commercial songs, but shit, after that, it was like 6. Yeah, it was like 6, 7, 8, tracks that was just all like, okay, come on, Yelawolf, don't do this, please. You didn't mess the whole damn album. He was on pace just away from the intro. He was on pace to having one of the best albums of the year, just on pace. How it started off, I'm like, okay, this shit about to bang. Man, he messed it up after that interlude, that Eminem interlude, man. When Eminem told him you need more chick songs, it went to Good Girl, and it just went bad after that for me. So, I can give this. It's a average album, I guess you can say, because I can only listen to the first damn near half of it, not even half, because it's the first 5 songs that's really damn, this shit is good. So I kind of disagree with y'all, but I can understand you by the Father song because that hits home for you. But the Killer Mike song towards the end was good. If he'd have put the Killer Mike song at the beginning, oh yeah, it would
just called it an EP.
Just called it, call it EP.
Been done.
And been done. Yelawolf the EP is Shady.
B, I have to say, I'm so glad you said that because I was like, man, they about to eat me up. I'm going to be by myself.
Oh, no.
This album had to be the biggest disappointment so far of the year.
It was disappointment.
Of the year. Because I hold Yelawolf of the year so far. For
Oh.
a disappointment. I'm not saying it's the worst album.
Right.
It's far from the worst album because it's still a good album. But it's the biggest disappointment for me of the year because I hold Yelawolf to a high standard. Trunk Muzik, I think, was damn near perfect. There was not a track on there that I did not like. And the thing I liked about Trunk Muzik was he was taking southern rap and he was putting a different spin on it. And you were right when you said country. You don't take that back. He's a country ass dude. He likes country music, and I liked how he put that into his music in a much cooler way than like Kid Rock did it. Because when Kid Rock did it, it was corny.
It was country.
And it sounded fake.
Exactly.
Kid Rock's from Detroit. We don't believe you. You're not country.
Right.
When Yelawolf does it, he does it so fucking well. So when this album came out, I was so hyped. First track, the intro, I was like, yes. Then the first actual track, Yelawolf murdered. Second track, third track, fourth track, I'm like, man, this is gonna be the best album ever. Then it got to the Gutter song. Didn't like that song. And Yelawolf, in my opinion, has one of the best flows in hip hop right now. So when he didn't really kill that track, I was like, okay, I'm getting a little worried. Then the M track, probably the best Yella verse on the whole album was on that track. Yella fucking destroyed that track. After that, done. Good Girl was horrible. Horrible. Good Girl. I think it was horrible. You don't have to agree.
I know.
I did not like that song at all.
You know what?
And
And you know what, C-Time? I agree with you because when I heard him,
horrible too?
yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was good. But I feel you because when he came in with the intro, he said this isn't a track for good girls gone bad. This is for bad girls trying to go good. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting perspective, but he didn't do it. Yeah, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So I feel like I felt left down on that track.
Right.
I'm a little confused as to what did you guys want from Yelawolf. I mean, I get that, but I think, and I was talking to Rod about this. I think when you go mainstream, there has to be some type of compromise there. There's no way any of that stuff will really kind of make it on the radio.
Hard White with Little John is going to be in the club. He has a lot of club bangers. But even on the radio. On the radio. But here's the problem. Exactly. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Yellow. Yes, it is. He has a video out. Look, the only problem for me with the Yelawolf album, I completely agree with you. For me, it's like it was tight. It came down and then it leveled off for me personally.
You like the last song?
It was whatever. It wasn't tight, but it wasn't all of that. That girl, like them hooks and R&B shit. I feel like if he would have kept it to maybe one or two, just to put it out there.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Cut like 4 of them things, 3 of them things out, then you would have been all right.
I really, enjoy Eminem, and I respect Eminem, and I respect what he did as a rapper and as a mainstream rapper. When you brought on someone like Yelawolf, coming off of Trunk Muzik, there was no reason to really change him that much. You could tweak him a little bit, but I felt like he was tweaked a lot. Like you had, there was one song, I don't know the guy's name, it was some dude that was singing the hook, and Pooh Bear. Yeah. What the shit? What is this? I was like, what is this? But I can, you know what? The whole thing is, I can understand someone liking it. I can understand you liking this shit. I really can. But, I'm just saying, I can understand him liking this. But I can also see a lot of people putting this album on and going, what the fuck?
There will be people upset. I'm not surprised that but I don't understand what you're confused about though. Because I think, it's like Yelawolf is we all agree he's in a different place. So I think
excuses, man. You're making excuses.
How am I making excuses?
He's in a different place. He's on Shady. He's not on fucking Interscope. This album to me has the same criticisms I have for Goblin. I like Bastard so much, I expected Goblin to be Bastard on 10. I expected this to be Trunk Muzik on 10. Not Trunk Muzik for a few tracks, and then a bunch of commercial shit with him rapping. I didn't need that from him. I can get that from anybody.
I don't know if it's my problem. I had high expectations because of just his previous work, man, and stuff he been coming out with Slut. I'm like, man, this dude about to drop an amazing album, man. Like, he's about to drop a nice album.
Monstrous lately.
Yes, and I'm like, he about to drop, and then the way it started off, I'm like, yes, he's about to have a damn near classic on our hands.
So is the disappointment the fact that he has mainstream songs on there?
The disappointment is Yelawolf sounds like he lost a lot of his energy. When you put on Trunk Muzik, Yelawolf sounds like...
No, I heard that. But no. He still brought that energy. I still think he still delivered on those tracks. I mean, you know, like you even said, he still did his thing lyrically. He still brought, you know, flow-wise, whatever. I don't see how, I guess you see the lack of energy if he's still able to deliver on the tracks.
Okay, when you put, like I said, okay, so you're going to tell me right now that he had the same energy on the second half of the album, that he had on Trunk Muzik.
I think the lack of energy, you know, you guys may refer to, or maybe you're referring to, may be more attributed to the sound of it. Yeah, it was more mellow, it was more commercial, but I still don't think he pulled back that much. And I'm glad that we heard Gangsta Boo. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't been around for a while, and I think
Mystical.
Yeah, Mystical. Glad to hear Mystical, man. Yeah, I think there's balance to it for the audience he's targeting. Will there be people disappointed? Obviously, there will be people disappointed with this album.
Who's he targeting, though?
Let's talk about that. I think we know who he's targeting. I think he's going probably for more of a mainstream commercial sound. Right. I mean, I think we can hear that in the album.
I didn't expect him to put out a fucking backpacker album. I didn't expect him to put out an album of just spitting. But Yelawolf is an amazing storyteller. So I really expected him to put out an album that would kind of be Southern, be commercial, but at the same time be different, be hard. He didn't really do that. He put out an album of 5 tracks that were different, Southern and hard, and then like another 7 that were very stereotypical.
So you don't feel like those 5 like were that strong to like let him get away with a little bit of that mainstream stuff?
I don't think so.
So are you saying that it's a bad album because he has some mainstream influence? I'm not saying it is. That's a question.
No, I'm telling you that it was a disappointment for me. That doesn't mean it's a bad album. It just means that I wanted something a lot more. I wanted Yelawolf, and I don't feel like I got Yelawolf. I really feel like if you guys really listen to all his prior stuff, it doesn't matter what fucking label he signed to. There's not an excuse for this, you know? I'm not going to give the motherfucker I'm just saying. No, I'm not. I'm not going in at all. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to give the motherfucker passes. That's stupid. If he's made this kind of music, and you can see he's progressed. He's obviously progressed. So it's not like he was stuck in one lane and just flip-flop real quick. He's been progressing. But it's like he got to level 10, or not level 10, he got to like level 7, and then he kind of just like went to another lane real quick, and I don't understand why.
So you think he sold out for a second?
I don't want to say he sold out because I'm saying y'all trying to make me.
I am not, dog. I am not. I just want to understand.
This is a flip flop for him.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like.
The second half of the album, yeah, is kind of a flip flop because this is not anything that he's done before.
So he sold out.
And stupid.
But I think that's
maybe he did.
I think that's a legit question.
No, it's not, because here's the thing. I don't really use that very often. I think that's a really juvenile thing to say to people. You sold out. Because does Yelawolf want money? Yeah, of course he does. Can we blame him for doing a certain type of sound because he wants money? You can if you want to be like this hip-hop elitist that people think I am. I can understand why motherfuckers do shit for money. If you're only in hip-hop for money, of course you're going to change your fucking sound. Of course you are.
Just don't have to agree with it.
I don't have to agree with it. I'm not going to sit here and say I like it either. And I'm definitely not going to give him passes because I like his previous material. And I'm definitely not going to give him a pass just because he signed to a fucking major label, especially if it's Shady Records. If Shady is coming out and telling you, what do you say in the cypher? When I unleash these beastie whores on your CD stores?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking that means you're about to really let some fire go.
Remember I said the cypher, man.
And he did not do that. He put out an album of 5 songs that are very different than what we'd expect to hear on the mainstream radio. Then he put out another 7 of what we would expect to hear on the mainstream radio.
So did Yelawolf put out a mainstream album?
Yes, yeah, he did. He put out a mainstream album.
And that is a problem
For who?
For, I guess, people.
For you.
I don't know, for you.
Is it a problem for me?
Is it a problem for you?
It's a problem.
Is it a problem that he put out a mainstream album?
No, it's not a problem that he made a mainstream album. Kanye's album was one of my favorite albums of the past 5 years. I love that shit. That's a mainstream fucking album. I don't give a fuck if it's mainstream. It needs to sound good. It's that simple.
So it wasn't good mainstream in your opinion?
Exactly. It was a mainstream album. It just wasn't a great mainstream album. I feel like Yelawolf could have done much better with this.
I really do think it was a good mainstream album because I feel like he touched a lot of, you know what I'm saying? He touched the I know Mike don't like the term, he says it's a cop out, but the R&B segment, You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that Wale Drake segment, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he tried to tap into that on it. And like you said, the first 5, 6, 7 tracks, he gave you that hardcore Trunk Muzik shit. And then, you know, the tail end when, you know, with the dad song, and I feel where it picked back up, Slow American, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. This shit's dope. I feel like he covered a wide range. So even though I don't really fuck with the R&B tracks, I think that he made a good album for everybody to try to listen to. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, there's something on there for everybody. You don't like it, I don't ride to that shit like that, but I'm pretty sure somebody, a brand new person that hasn't listened to everything that Yelawolf has done previously and doesn't have a knowledge of Trunk, even Trunk Muzik, that comes into this, could listen to it, be like, damn, that Little John shit is tight, this shit is tight, you're saying the production is this, and it's like, oh, well, he has his R&B shit. So now if you like that shit, you'll like the album, and if you don't, then
110%.
Overall, like people said, I think Yelawolf, you know, delivered a solid mainstream album. I think he has, you know, half for his core fans, and I think he has half for the other people that he may or may not be trying to reach. So overall, man, I think it was a solid project. I think for you know, I hate to say it, but I think for the intended audience, for people like me that can listen to mainstream stuff, you know, I think they will like the album. For the core Yelawolf fans that are diehard, they probably will be disappointed. So I could totally understand the divide here on this show. I can understand why Mike and B are disappointed with the album. But overall, I fuck with it. I like it. I'm pretty sure that may not surprise anybody. So that's it.